Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. I'm Julie, your host. And this is the place where we combine spirituality and practicality to help you live a life of purpose and joy. And it's always fun every week because I never know who's going to call and I never know what their questions are going to be. And I never know what Spirit's going to say. So I always feel like, it's an adventure every Thursday night. We do this every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, and it's always a blast. Two quick announcements. I've got a few spaces left for my Angelic Attendant training, which is this weekend, May 18th and 19th. I had somebody sign up yesterday and somebody else sign up today. So if you're thinking about wanting to learn how to do my buffet of psychicness, you can learn it in a weekend, and it will be the most life enhancing thing you ever do, and it's so much fun. So if you want to join us, just go to askjulieryan.com, click on the training button, and click on Angelic Attendant Training, and we'll have a space for you. This one is going to be it'll be live on Zoom. I'll be doing it, and then we're going to have a one that's going to be in person, and that one is in Atlanta, November 1st through the 3rd. So if you want to join us in person, come on. If you want to join us online, come join us this weekend. Okay, one other thing, we're going to be giving away a free Angels and Enlightenment training class today to a lucky winner. So you want to stay on board with us because I'm going to announce that a little bit later in the show. And if you want to participate in a drawing, just subscribe on YouTube, and then you'll be entered into the drawing for a free class. If you want a free session with me, then you just need to leave a review wherever you listen to podcasts or on YouTube. We've got people waiting to chat, and we've also got people on the YouTube live stream. So, Chris, I'm ready for the first caller. Hi, Kara.
Hi, Julie.
How are you, girl?
I'm from Iowa,
Great.
and I have pain underneath my ribs on the right side. I got an ultrasound done last week, and I did see a gallstone. Would you please scan me to see why I'm currently in a lot of pain, if it's still from the gallstone or if there's something else causing my pain? And is this pain enough for me to be going to the ER tonight or tomorrow? Because I'm feeling like maybe that might be the next choice.
Okay. All right. How this works is, where are you in Iowa?
North Central Iowa.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you on my radar, which means I'm going to raise my vibrational level to a level of spirit. I'm going to watch a laser beam come from my body here in Birmingham, Alabama. It's going to hook into you in Iowa. And then I'm going to have a hologram of you in my mind's eye. And it's going to be as if I'm shooting energy from your feet all the way up through the top of your head. And something will show up, and then there'll be a healing. Now, I want you to envision whatever I mention, whatever I describe, because that's going to help integrate the healing into your body. Because the body's always going to believe what the spirit, what our brain's telling it, even if we don't believe it to be true. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading up to you in the Hawkeye State. All right, got you. Shoot energy from your feet up through the top of your head. It is going to your gallbladder. I'm pummeling the gallstones. You got multiple in there. You got one that's pretty good size, and then you have some other ones that are going on in there too. So I'm seeing inflammation. Inflammation looks like red fog on body parts. Is it in Kara's best interest to go to the emergency room this evening? I get, if the pain ramps up or continues to be really acute, they will give you pain meds so that you're not suffering. I think there's a good chance they'll admit you if you go to the emergency room. Is it in her best interest to go to the emergency room tonight? I'm getting a yes right now. It's primarily pain. You're not sweating or feeling faint
Right.
or any of that. Yeah.
Just mostly pain, yes.
Okay. And has it ramped up today during the day?
Yes, today's been the worst out of the whole week, yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I think you should go in In the meantime, I'm pummeling spirit working through me and with me to help facilitate healing, pummeling those gallstones so that they're being irrigated out of your body. And that will help clear what you've got going on. But if you're in that much pain, is there somebody that will drive you to the emergency room?
Yes, my husband. Yep.
Yeah, have him take you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope you feel better. Let us know how you're doing.
I will. Thank you.
All righty. Bye. Good luck.
Bye. Thanks.
You bet. All right, let's see who's next. Okay, we've got a YouTube live stream here. Let's see, Trisha from Western Mass. I'm 74 years old and recently took a Cologuard test, which came back positive. My doc suggests I get a colonoscopy. Please, if you could scan my colon and tell me if I need it. Yes, you need it. If that test came back even before I scan you, I agree with your doctor. Go get one. And in the meantime, I'll scan you anyways, and we'll see what's going on. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, hooking into you, Trisha, and going in to see what's going on. So imagine that there's a corkscrew in there, and it's morcellating any kind of like grinding up any kind of debris that's in there that's not supposed to be in there. You have some suspicious looking parts to me, so we're getting rid of those. In the meantime, I would absolutely go to have a colonoscopy. Call your doctor in the morning and say, okay, we'll scan it and let's go do it. So that will help too. In the meantime, stem cell energy is going in there to help smooth things out in your colon, and let's do a DNA healing on you. We'll do a lymph cleanse. We'll do a lymph node cleanse too, Trisha. So lymph cleanse, imagine there's a big oval tube. It's a vertical tube and it's in the middle of the front of you. It's inside your body, but it's on the front side of your body. And all your lymph fluids come in. And lymph fluid looks like an amber color and it's kind of globby, like the fluids you'd see inside a lava lamp. And so that's spinning in this tube, and there are these two holes that have opened, one on the bottom of each foot, and any kind of toxins or debris are coming out the bottom of your feet. So we're doing a reverse osmosis purification on your lymph fluid, kind of like what they do with bottled water, like Dasani or Aquafina. Let me see if I can put that on there. There you go. This way. There we go. It says reverse osmosis purified on my bottle of water. And then let's do a lymph node cleanse. So imagine that there's a big metal dome that's come down on top of your body and it's sucking out the lymph nodes that have sequestered toxins. Lymph nodes look like little D3 vitamin capsules to me. And when they have toxins in them, they can look brown or black inside. So those are being sucked out. You're being sprinkled with stem cell energy, and that's going to help regenerate new lymph nodes. There are vortices spinning above your head, beneath your feet, on either side of you, front and behind, all spinning concurrently, and that's going to help regenerate lymph nodes. In the meantime, let's do a heavy metal detox. Imagine two big U-shaped magnets on either side of your body. They're joined in the middle, and they're going up and down your body, and they're pulling out metallic particulates that look like little pieces of sparkly glitter. They can look like little pieces of dull glitter. They can look like little metal shards, or like if you take a string of steel wool out of a steel wool pad you use in the kitchen to scrub pots and pans. That's what it looks like. So that's happening. Let's do a DNA healing. DNA is the recipe that tells the cells how to behave. And it is looks like strips of paper inside a fortune cookie with the fortune written on it. And DNA is comprised of four nucleic acids. They're represented by four letters, A, T, C, G. One strand can have 100,000 letters on it, can have a billion letters on it. So I'm watching those letters get rearranged, like if we're playing Scrabble and the letters get moved up and over to form a word. That's what I'm watching happen right now. When the strand is reconfigured, it snaps back into an X chromosome. Because, girls have two X's and boys have an X and a Y. When you joined us tonight, you probably didn't think you were going to get a review on your fifth grade science lessons, but that's what we're doing. So you have 7 strands of DNA that are being reconfigured. When they're reconfigured, they snap back in to the X chromosome. We got 2 more to go, and then those will go back in. So yes, get your colonoscopy. Yes, call your doctor, get it arranged, and hopefully this healing will help. And I'm glad you did that test. So thanks for calling. Let us know how you're doing. Remember, AskJulieRyanShow.com. If you want to have a conversation with me, if you're coming in on the YouTube live stream, we're at Ask Julie Ryan. If you're on the live stream, just put your name and where you're located in the chat. And Samantha from my team will help you if you need help there. And so let's see who our next caller, our next question is from. Hi, Shelly. You got to unmute, girl.
Sorry.
There you
My
go.
name's Shelley. I'm from Kaipa, California.
Yes. Hi, Shelly. You're in my class
Hi.
this weekend. I'm so excited to have you.
Yes, thank you.
Shelly from Ukaipa. That's how I knew. I am psychic, but I did have a little help when you told me where you were located. You got a question for me?
Yeah, I was wondering if you can check my ears. I have had ringing in them for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Many years.
You have tinnitus. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. First thing that works for a lot of people is try turning off your Wi-Fi at home, like try it at night and see if it goes away, because Wi-Fi seems to cause tinnitus and it seems to exacerbate it if you've got it. So
Okay.
give that a try, first of all. Secondly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect into you, Shelly, and then I'm going to look at your ears and we'll see what's going on in there. So here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, out to Ukaipa. And is Ukaipa considered the Inland Empire outside of LA? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so it's east of LA for those of you that don't know where it is. It's like San Bernardino-ish, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Got you. Energy went to your left ear first. You have a keloid in your eardrum. Did you have ear infections as a kid or maybe at another time in your life that you remember?
I don't really remember.
Okay. All right. A keloid, Shelley, is when we have a scar, but it doesn't heal flat. It feels like it's kind of raised. And sometimes it can change the reverb of the eardrum, and the tone of the ear. So what I'm watching is I'm watching that keloid get cut out of the eardrum. And then I'm watching stem cell energy go in to regenerate new eardrum tissue, if you will. There's a vortex spinning outside of your left ear, and that's regenerating. All right. Now I'm watching the eardrum get pulled in different directions. It reminds me of the membrane on a pair of bongo drums. How the tone of the drum will be determined by how tightly that membrane is pulled. So I watch this as part of the healing always with an ear, and I'm watching that membrane get pulled in different locations. Like if I put the face of a clock around your eardrum and I just watch it get pulled in the 7 o'clock position and the 11 o'clock position and then the 2 o'clock position and now the 4 o'clock position. All right. And then I see musical notes bounce off the eardrum and I watch sound waves bounce off the eardrum. And interestingly, I asked an audio engineer one time, I said, why do I see both? Isn't music just regular sound waves? And he said, music's a different frequency, and that's why it can elicit an emotion. I thought that was interesting. So we've got that going. Okay. All right.
Mhm.
There's a corkscrew inside your eustachian tube. That's just we're rotor rootering out your eustachian tube, just to be sure
Thank
that's
you.
clear. Okay. Blowing air through it, coming into the middle of your head. And now what I'm watching is over to the right ear. I'm just cleaning out the eustachian tube. That eardrum looks okay on the right side. I think
Okay.
it's on the left side. Try the Wi-Fi thing though,
Okay.
because usually it makes a difference. The other thing that I've read, and you're going to laugh because it sounds so random, is stay off sugar if you can.
Okay.
Because the inflammation, are you a sugar girl?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I know. I feel you. I've been sugar sober for 5 years, but I still want it.
Okay.
If I go by a bakery or a bakery counter and I see all that stuff, I go, oh my God, that looks amazing. And I still allow myself the dopamine hit from looking at it, but I just don't eat it. So, yeah, try that because sugar is so inflammatory and
Okay.
that may help reduce it as well. So I hope that helps, and I'll
Okay.
see you on Saturday
Thank
for the
you.
class.
All right.
I'm so
Thank you. Thank you, Julie.
You bet. Bye, Shelley.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, let's see who's next. AskJulieRyanShow.com. Ask Julie Ryan on YouTube. Hi, Ellen.
Hi,
Where are you, my girl?
I'm in Nocatee, Florida.
Okay, where's that?
It's just outside of Jacksonville, part of
Okay,
Ponte Vedra, so it's a
yeah,
little
yeah,
town.
I know where that is. Yeah, fun name.
Yeah,
Good luck spelling that if you don't know how to spell it.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Means peaceful river.
oh, how lovely. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Well, how may I help you tonight?
yeah. So my mom has been in hospice for about 9 months,
No.
and we just recently she was declining, and so need a little more help. So we moved her into assisted living.
Yeah.
And the last month it's been, or yeah, 5 weeks, she's been put on imminent, off imminent, on imminent. And I have to say thank you to my girlfriend who sent me your book, The Angelic Attendants. Wow. It gives me so much comfort and
Good.
now a better understanding. So thank you so much for that. It's
You're
just
most
amazing.
welcome. You're most welcome.
The pro Yeah, so it's really helped, and I believe she's in the process, so the transitions, but I don't know, Julie, I feel like is there something holding her back? We've asked all the questions. Um, I don't know. I left this week and I thought, there it is. I need to go, but no, that wasn't it.
Oh, yeah.
So, I hate seeing her struggle so much. She's bedridden and she's just drinking water. And
Mhm.
it's been going on for quite some time. So maybe you can help.
Sure. What's her first name, Ellen?
Elizabeth,
Elizabeth. And how old is Elizabeth?
she's 83.
Okay, so not that old. The older I get, the younger that sounds. Uh,
Yeah.
is
She was
she
a
able,
big smoker, so she had COPD.
oh, was she able to communicate with you still?
Not much. It's really difficult because I don't know if she can understand or not.
But she's not speaking anymore.
A little bit,
Okay.
just to
Yeah.
say yes or no.
Yeah. So that's what
And
happened.
sometimes not. Yeah.
Yeah. And hospice is involved.
Yes.
Great, great. I get she's in phase 9 of the 12 phases of transition, Ellen. And for those of you listening and watching that think we're talking in secret code, we really are. But the 12 phases of transition are what happens to all of us as we're transitioning from this life into the next. And it's how we're surrounded by angels and the spirits of deceased loved ones and pets. And phase 9, Ellen, you can look on the chart. Anybody that wants the chart, go to askjulieryan.com, go to the 12 phases tab. There's a free download of the chart. Have you downloaded that and put it on your phone, that chart?
Not yet. I have it in the book. I just keep referring
Okay.
to the book, but the chart
So,
is a good thing.
yeah, go to my website, askjulieryan.com. You'll see the chart on the 12 phases tab. Download it, save it on your phone, and then you just ask, what phase of transition is my mom in? And you'll hear a number. And it's going to come in like as fast as you can snap your fingers. And then you can refer to the chart. And so phase 9 looks like we're surrounded by angels, we're surrounded by spirits of deceased loved ones and pets. And 9 is when there are 2 extra angels that are on either side of her spirit bubble, which looks like a cartoon caption. And it's where the cartoon character's thoughts or words would be. And those 2 angels that are on either side, Ellen, at phase 9, their wings start to move. And as they move, they create a vortex that has an upward lift, and that's going to help her spirit separate from her body. So phase 9 is, she's getting near the end at that point. And if family members have not come to see her and want to come see her before she passes, I would highly recommend that you get them in there, or get them on a Zoom or on a FaceTime or something, so she can at least see them, whether she's seeing or not. Hearing is the last thing to go normally, so they can talk to her and she'll be able to hear them. So, do you have
get
questions?
anything from her?
Well, I was going to
Is
say
there
there are
anything she needs?
3 questions I always ask. Are you ready to go? Elizabeth, are you ready to go? Absolutely, is what she's saying. Are you in pain? Not at all. She says, not at all. What do you need for my family to let me go? Has everybody said, Mom, it's okay to go, watch over us from heaven? Okay, I would do it
I
again.
think so, pretty much. We'll do it again.
Do it again. People that aren't there, that are considered family members, that she would consider close to her, get them on the
Her
FaceTime.
caregiver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if they
Okay.
can't come physically, then, get them on the phone, and put them on speaker so that they can say, Elizabeth, will you watch over me from heaven? I know it's time for you to go. It's great for you to go be with your loved ones in heaven, and please watch over me and my family from heaven. And that usually is something that will help. The other thing is it okay with you if I do the walk to heaven with her? Do you remember reading about that in the book?
Please,
Okay.
please,
All right.
yes.
Anybody that wants a copy of Angelic Attendants, what really happens as we transition from this life into the next, either go to my website, askjulieryan.com. On the homepage, you'll see a big button, push on it. It says get a free book, or you can go to julieryangift.com. But my regular website, askjulieryan.com, right front center, as soon as you go on it, you'll see it, and click on that. We'll send you a digital and audiobook copy. The walk to heaven, Ellen, is what I do with people at the end of life who are just kind of hanging on, and, and they're waiting to go. And sometimes they're afraid to go. And so, was she raised in a religion or in a spiritual tradition? Okay.
Yes.
And that talked about heaven and hell. And, at that age,
Oh, yes. Yes.
they were inundated in that. And everybody goes to heaven. All dogs go to heaven, like the 1980s movie. All people go to heaven too. So here we go. Walk to heaven is a dress rehearsal of what's going to happen. So I imagine that I am with your mama, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, do you want to do a walk to heaven with me? We'll take you with us too, Ellen. We'll both take her. Okay. So she's saying, what is that? Well, it's like a dress rehearsal of what's going to happen. She's saying, okay, kind of like, but she's agreed. So my spirit's out of my body, some of it stays in, but some of it's out too. I've taken your spirit. We're both hooking up with her in her spirit. I'm on her right, you're on her left. Our arms are intertwined. So imagine this. Everybody watching or listening, imagine this, because this is going to help Miss Elizabeth go on to heaven. So we're walking through the desert, Ellen, and we're walking into the setting sun. There's no noise. We just are silent. We're walking through the desert. It's warm on the bottom of our feet. We're walking towards the setting sun. And as we get close to the setting sun, we see there's a big black hole in the middle of it. Kind of like what you hear about the astrophysicists talk about black holes in space. Okay, wormhole, black hole, same thing. So the three of us go into the black hole. And as we're walking and come up to the black hole, there's a suction that's going to pull us forward, a gravitational pull. So we go horizontal, the three of us. Have you ever seen a Rocket Man cartoon or movie where Rocket Man's got a power pack on his back and he goes vertical when he's flying, but then he comes to land and he goes horizontal when he's flying, he goes vertical when he lands again. Okay, so we've got that going. We're being pulled forward. It's totally black, no sound, but we can feel like our spirits are being pulled forward. We've come to the end of the tunnel. We're put vertical again, the three of us. Our arms are still intertwined with your mom's, and we're in front of the pearly gates, which looks like this big, bright, white, yellowish plasma wall. I have never seen St. Peter there with a clipboard at the pearly gates going, okay, you're allowed in. No, you got to burn for eternity. I've never seen that all the millions of times I've done this walk to heaven. So the three of us go in through the plasma wall and it immediately closes as we pass through. And on the other side, there was a cheer that just went up because all of her loved ones are there waiting for her, the spirit. And it sounds like a cheer, like in a big football stadium when somebody makes a touchdown. It's like, Elizabeth's here. How fabulous. She's thrilled. She's left us behind. She's in the crowd. People are all there hugging her. So we're in the room, we're in heaven. She's with all of her family. They've kind of swallowed her. There's a big crowd around her. We're going to have to go in and get her and bring her back. So you stay put. I'm going in to get her. I've got her by the hand. All right, Elizabeth, we've got to go back. She's saying no, she wants to stay. All right, so this is Elizabeth, this is what it's going to look like when you are escorted to heaven by those angels on either side of your spirit bubble. So I've got her by the hand. I'm bringing her back. Okay. So now I'm on her left, you're on her right, and we're coming through the plasma wall again. And we're in front of the black hole. So we're going to go through the sun, but just backwards, the route that we came. So again, we go horizontal. We're being pulled back into the desert. All right, we're back in the desert. We're vertical again. We're walking through the sand and we're going to reattach her body or her spirit to her body. Okay, spirit's reattached. She's back. All her spirit and her body are together. Your spirit's reattached to your body. I'm coming back to Alabama. Okay, my spirit's reattached to my body. And this usually really helps Ellen a lot. And especially when people are afraid to die, it's a dress rehearsal. I had one gentleman, we were talking with his spirit in heaven and with a client, and she said, well, Dad, what was the most fun thing about your transition? And he said, it was like a magic trick. He said, well, his loved ones were in the room, and when I was in my bed and they were surrounding me. And then when I got to heaven, they were all there. And he said it was like when the magician has a woman that he puts in a box and then he spins the box and then the woman disappears and then he taps it with his magic wand and he makes her reappear. He said that's what he said it was the best magic trick he'd ever seen. So hopefully your mom think the same thing. Yeah. 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 You're welcome. One other thing, if I may make a suggestion, and that is if you go to the website and click on the get a free book, we'll send you the digital and the audiobook download. Play the Walk to Heaven in the digital form and let her listen to it. Okay. So what we just did, her spirit will recognize. So for her human side, play the Walk to Heaven. You can play the whole book. The whole book's maybe 3 hours, but you can have it playing. And as I mentioned, hearing is the last thing to go when we're dying. So at least play the Walk to Heaven part and she'll absorb it even better. So hopefully that'll help. You are so welcome. All righty. Sending you lots of love. Look for the little miracles along the way because they'll be plentiful. You're welcome. You bet. AskJulieRyanShow.com. If you're joining us on YouTube live, it's Ask Julie Ryan. I'm going to take another caller and then I'm going to announce who the winner of my class is. So you want to stay with us for that. And if you want to have a conversation with me, AskJulieRyanShow.com. And you can also come in from YouTube. So let's see who our next caller is. All right, we've got somebody from YouTube. Ingrid. Hi, Julie. My husband of 35 years passed away suddenly in 2019. I'm so sorry. And I'm still mourning because we never said our goodbyes. Do you have any message for me from him? Thanks so much. Bless you. Okay, Ingrid. He can hear you. He's around you all the time. So all you have to do is think of him and that tunes our satellite dish head to his frequency. Every spirit has a frequency they keep throughout all of their lifetimes. So, in order to communicate with him, you just think of him, and that immediately connects you to his frequency. And it opens something similar to a two-way radio. And you say something to him, he's going to respond. It's going to feel like it's a thought in your head, and it's going to happen instantly, as fast as you can snap your fingers. That thought's going to be in your head. So, Ingrid's husband, what do you want her to know? He says he sends lots of cardinals to you to let you know he's around you. A lot of people think that cardinals are their deceased loved ones, and they're not. They're sent by their deceased loved ones. You know, if we see like a cardinal or we see butterflies are big or whatever. Uh, I had a woman recently that her husband said he was going to send her a peacock. And I said, all right, be open to how you're going to see the peacock. She said, well, it's not like I have them walking around my neighborhood. But she opened her Facebook page after we got off the phone, and there was a picture of a big peacock there on her screen. So be open to how where you're going to see the cardinals. You may see them as actual birds. You may see a picture of them. You may see somebody wearing like a cardinal T-shirt or a pin, a brooch. You may see a cardinal on the side of a van. Just be open to how you're going to see a cardinal, and just know that you can talk to them. Read my book. Listen to my book AskJulieRyan.com. Just click on the Get Free Book tab, and you'll be able to get a lot of comfort, hopefully, from that. So, Ingrid, sending you big hugs. All righty, let's see who's next. AskJulieRyanShow.com. Ask Julie Ryan on YouTube. Hi, Veronica. How are you? How are you, my girl? Terrific. Where are you? Oh, lucky you. Beautiful place. Got a question for me? Okay. Your sits going down like when you're sitting in a chair, you mean? Like in your pelvis? Huh. You didn't fall or you weren't in an accident or anything like that? Huh. Hmm. Okay. All right. So let me get you on my radar. Let's see what's going on. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading to you in San Diego. Okay, got you. Shooting energy. Went to your left shoulder first. Does that hurt more than when you sit? Or is it equal opportunity pain? Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So what I'm watching with the shoulder is it looks like it's kind of popping when you do certain activities, like if you use it in a certain way. Do you feel that? Does it feel like it kind of pops? Okay. So, yeah, right, right. So imagine that there's it's called the rotator cuff that goes around the shoulder. And what I'm watching is I'm watching it get slathered in stem cell energy. It's interesting, Veronica, because parts of it look like they're too tight, and then other parts of it look like they're too loose. Kind of like if you've ever had a pair of, I don't know, gym shorts or sweatpants that have an elastic waist on them, and sometimes the elastic is stretched out on one side, but it's still tight on the other. That's what your rotator cuff is to me, and it's letting your shoulder joint move too much is what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. So stem cell energy, absolute coolest stuff. It'll fix any body part we need, and that's being slathered around your rotator cuff. And there's a vortex that's spinning outside of your shoulder. And what it's doing is it's regenerating that rotator cuff. So where it's still tight, that's okay. Where it's loose, it's coming back to make it tighter so that it's going to hold your shoulder in the position where it needs to be. So I'm watching that. I'm watching you lift your arm above your head, put it behind you, hold it out to the side, do arm circles, that kind of thing. You have full range of motion. So that healing will integrate into your body, and hopefully that will help at that point. And then let's go to let's go to your I keep thinking sits bones, is that's what I'm thinking of. When you sit down on a chair, those are the bones. Like if a woman she is birthing a baby, if they do an episiotomy, and they take sits baths, that's what that's all about, to help that area heal. The perineum is what that's called. So I'm in there. They look bruised to me. They look black and blue. So, yeah. almost like, or like you fell and bruised them. Huh. Okay. So again, stem cell energy. And this is funny. I haven't seen this healing before, but I always get to see all these fun things. So those rubber, wait, you can put them underneath chair legs so they don't scratch your hardwood floor. They're like rubber cups almost that you put underneath the chair legs. Stem cell energy is making that on the sits bones. It's like it's adding this layer of padding down there. And so there's a vortex spinning between your legs. Now that's an interesting visual there. And it's spinning. And what it's doing is it's turning that into some extra padding on those bones. And then it's sinking into the bones to help heal the bones. So, do you ride a bike? Do you ride an exercise bike or a bike like around the neighborhood thing? Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's kind of like, have you ever ridden a bike and you get off and it's just like your crotch is just going, what the heck? We need some padding on this seat because the seats are made for men. Well, women have a different anatomy so we can birth babies. And so that's what I'm getting. Hopefully that will help with that. Yeah. Meh, that's all nonsense. All spirits are pure love. There is no such thing as psychic attack. That's been used throughout the ages to control the masses. Nah, all spirits are pure love. Yeah. So, no. If you wanna do an appointment with me though, Veronica, we can do a really deep dive on it and see what's going on. There is an emotional component there always, 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 and we can do that when we're in a private session, and that will help you heal as well. Always, 100% of the time, there's an emotional component that comes with the equation. Okay, I hope that helped. Thanks for calling. You bet. All right, here's the winner of the free class. And drum roll, I'll keep my day job. It's somebody named Lydia Joy. And Lydia Joy says, Julie, you are my mentor. I've been listening to you for years, and I quote you to my therapy clients regularly. And she put in parentheses, and practice your woo woo skills with them too. I can't wait to hear what that means. I appreciate how you advocate for everyone's ability to connect with spirit. It's true. We all come in with the hardware. It's just a matter of developing and enhancing it. Lydia went on to say, your podcast is my go-to for uplift and faith in spirit. Thank you for your work and joy. So how sweet is that, Lydia? Thank you. Thank you. You have won a free class, Angels and Enlightenment training, and it's online, it's self-paced. And then the key is we have live practice groups, multiple ones a week. And you need to go to at least one of those a week because that's when your skills really ramp up. In the live classes, like I'm having this weekend, Angels and Enlightenment training, that's, or excuse me, you want Angels and Enlightenment training. I'm looking at AET on my sheet. Angelic Attendant training is my big class that I teach in person, and that's live. And we have 9 practice sessions a week in the AAT, Angelic Attendant training. And so the practice sessions are the key, you guys, because you can read a book, you can listen to somebody lecture on something, but until you start utilizing it, that's when it really sinks in. That's when you really get good at it. And so that's why all my classes have live practice groups. It's the key to being able to do the buffet of psychicness that I do. Everybody can do it. I learned how to do it. You can too. So, Lydia Joy, send us a note. Go to askjulieryan.com, click on the button that says Ask Julie a Question. Say, hey, I'm Lydia Joy. I want a free class. And we will get you all the information. If you want to participate in this drawing, I give away a free class every month. Just subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ask Julie Ryan. If you want to win a free session, which is an hour with me, and we can talk about whatever you want, anything you want. We can scan we can talk to your dead grandma, we can scan your cat, we can scan you physically, we can do past lives, we can do spirit guide stuff. I mean, whatever in our hour together. So, in order to win a free session, you have to leave a review, and you can leave it anywhere. You can leave it on any podcast network where you listen to the show. You can leave it on YouTube. We even check the reviews on Amazon for Angelic Attendants, my book. And we choose people from that sometimes too. By the way, if you've read my book or listened to it, please leave a review on Amazon because it helps other people find this information. And it's usually, like Ellen was saying, it's when they're in the most need of comfort, and it helps them as they're going through the end of life with a loved one. So if you'd leave a review on Amazon, I would be eternally grateful. Angelic Attendants. Okay, I think we have time for one more caller. Let's see who that is. Or question asker from YouTube. Hi, Roland. How are you? You gotta unmute. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good.
Wonderful. Where are you?
Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, terrific. You're not a Go Blue fan, are you?
No,
University of Michigan. Okay, good.
I'm a Michigan State fan because I used to work for them.
Okay, well that works because I'm a Buckeye. I'm a graduate of the Ohio State University, so Michigan's our arch rival.
Right.
Yeah. But I've been to games there, and it's a lot of fun. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
You got a question for me, Roland?
Yeah, I was in a car accident back in 2012,
I'm
and I
sorry.
got hurt pretty bad. And I'm having problems with my mobility because my back has a vertebrae that's lost all the cushion between it. And it causes me a lot of pain. And I have pain in my hips as well.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's coming from the back causing the hip muscles to hurt, or if there's, because my left side had a replacement, and my balance is really off. And so my mobility is really hard. I can't hardly get around.
Okay, so your left hip was replaced. Your right hip's where the pain is now, or is it both hips?
It's both hips.
Okay.
It's both. I think it's the muscles.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. All right. Let me get you on my radar. Let's see what's going on. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading up to you in Motown in Detroit. All right, got you.
Yep.
Shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. So the hologram that's you in my mind's eye was turned around to the back so I can see what's going on. All right, you got disc degeneration in several areas of your back, both sides. That's what I'm seeing. Discs look like this is a funny description, but Spirit sends me these funny descriptions so we can picture what we're talking about here. It looks like a pouch with fluid in it, and it reminds me of a breast implant before it's implanted. So I don't know if you've ever seen that or not, and it's a royal blue color. Yeah. You can see them on the news or whatever. So when the disc degenerate, the vertebrae start to collapse. Think of a rack of baby back ribs, Roland. The ribs would represent the vertebrae in the back, and the meat in between the ribs would represent the disc material. So if you ate the meat between the ribs are going to collapse down, right? On
Right.
baby back ribs. So what I'm watching is I'm watching stem cell energy get added to those discs that are degenerating. And then there's 4 areas that I'm seeing. And so what I'm watching then is there's a big vortex spinning behind your back because there's always a vortex when there's stem cell energy being used.
Right.
That centrifugal force is what transforms the stem cell energy into new whatever body material is that we need, whatever body part. And then from the upper to the lower vertebrae, there's this little netting that's applied. And it reminds me of that really fine mesh that you would use on a goldfish net, to get a goldfish out of an aquarium or out of a goldfish bowl. And I see that
Right.
gets from the upper to the lower vertebrae, and it keeps that disc in place. So those discs have been propped up. Have you ever seen a tile mason use those little spacers before they, put the grout in? They'll use the spacers and lay the tile, and then they'll put the grout in after that.
Right.
That's what these remind me of. And then that puts the vertebrae back in the right position. And then the discs are regenerated, and the discs are bigger and fluffier to hold those vertebrae in the right position. I'm watching a chiropractic adjustment happen with your pelvis. You're a bit of a twisted mista. So we're getting your pelvis straightened out. Your left side was in front of your right. You wouldn't see that if you looked sideways in a mirror, but that's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. So that's going straight. Okay, left hip. Left hip is getting stem cell energy put around it just to add some more padding. That's the one you had replaced, correct?
Right. Right.
Okay, that's what it looks like to me. All right, let's go over to the right one. Are you thinking of getting the right one replaced?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're bone on bone in the right hip. So stem cell energy going in again, it's going to give you some padding so that you're not bone on bone. If you think about it, Roland, you got the joint, which is the ball, and then you've got the socket for the hip. And
Right.
when you're bone on bone, it kind of reminds me of when if you took 2 big rocks and you rubbed them together for a long period of time, you'll get dust off of it and you'll get kind of an uneven surface on it. That's what the head of your hip joint, the ball, looks like to me. So slather and stem cell energy on there, vortex spinning outside of your right hip. That's going to regenerate that bone. You're going to be like the bionic man by the time we're done with you here this evening. So keep that going. And stem cell energy going in to add more padding with that. So it looks to me like your right leg's a little longer than your left leg. Is that the case?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm seeing.
Why
Okay,
my balance is off.
let's elongate your femur. Want to do that?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what we do is I watch the femur get cut and get moved out just a little bit. And then I watch a mold happen where we put stem cell energy in there. And it's like we're putting a block in there that's going to look like bone. And it's just going to make your leg longer. I've seen this healing a lot. Actually, I saw it earlier today on a client, and it worked great. It helps your legs, be balanced so that you're not feeling like a teeter-totter when you're walking. Okay, stem cell energy is in there, vortex is spinning outside of your femur to regenerate that. So, yeah, don't wait at least until tomorrow to, leap tall buildings with a single bound like Superman. Keep your cape at home tonight. be the bionic man. But yeah, hopefully that will help. That right hip, I think you probably are going to feel better when you get that done.
Okay.
Okay. I hope that helps.
All right. Yes. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks for calling in tonight.
All
righty, everybody. That's it for this week. Always fun. And sending you lots of love from Sweet Home, Alabama. Remember to subscribe, share this with all of your friends and family. subscribe, that'll get you into the drawing, and leave a review. Sending you lots of love. Mwah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.